This is a Best Syndication special feature video, The Road to War with Iraq, Part 1, Friday, April 20th, 2007. Right before the war in Iraq, most Americans favored intervention in the Middle Eastern country ruled by Saddam Hussein. Nearly two-thirds of those polled supported military action. Today those numbers have reversed. A CNN poll taken from December 15th through 17th, 2006 found that 67% of Americans now oppose the war in Iraq. But why has this happened? This article will explore that issue. The story begins in 1997 with the formation of a think tank called the Project for a New American Century, or PNAC for short. The signers on that project read like a roster of the Bush administration, including Vice President Dick Cheney, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, Deputy Secretary of Defense Paul Wolfowitz, and Vice President Dick Cheney's Chief of Staff, I. Louis Scooter Libby. The publicly available documents made by the group indicate that PNAC members had their eyes set on regime change in both Iraq and Iran long before the September 11th terror attacks in New York. In a contribution made by Robert Kagan called A Way to Oust Saddam, the group criticized then-President Bill Clinton for his handling of Iraq. Kagan said in 1998 that it has long been clear that the only way to rid the world of Saddam's weapons of mass destruction is to rid Iraq of Saddam. He went on to say that any serious effort to oust Saddam must also be backed by U.S. military might. Even after President Bush took office in January of 2001, most Americans were not ready for a war in Iraq. In the September 2000 report titled Rebuilding America's Defenses, the group said, "The process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one, absent any catastrophic or catalyzing event, like a new Pearl Harbor." On September 11, 2001, the administration was given that event. On September 12, 2001, the President returned to the White House for a meeting with his top advisors. In a CBS News 60 Minutes interview in March of 2004, Richard Clark, then top anti-terrorism advisor to the Bush administration, told Leslie Stahl that in that meeting, the day after September 11th, Donald Rumsfeld was saying that we need to bomb Iraq. Clark told Stahl, and we all said, no, Al-Qaeda is in Afghanistan. We need to bomb Afghanistan. And Rumsfeld said, there aren't any good targets in Afghanistan. And there are lots of good targets in Iraq. Clark responded, well, there are lots of good targets in lots of places, but Iraq had nothing to do with it. Clark told Stahl that initially, I thought when he said, there aren't enough targets in Afghanistan, I thought he was joking. Clark had expected the Bush administration to focus their efforts on Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. I think they wanted to believe that there was a connection between Saddam and the World Trade Center attack on 9/11, Clark told Stahl. But the CIA was sitting there. The FBI was sitting there. I was sitting there saying, we've looked at the issue for years. For years we've looked and there's just no connection. The President told Clark to find some evidence against Saddam. So Clark got together with the FBI and the CIA to compile a report. They cleared the report and sent it over to the White House. Clark said he was not sure whether the President ever saw the report, but it got sent back by the National Security Advisor or Deputy. He said the report was sent back with the message, wrong answer, do it again. This was part 1 of a special Best Syndication feature, The Road to War with Iraq. For this and more stories, visit bestsyndication.com.